Hey everybody, welcome into the 5 to 9 Hustle. I'll be your host. My name is Eric. I am a part-time reseller. I primarily sell pre-owned men's clothing, and my main platform is eBay. Today I'm going to be exposing some of the most overrated brands in reselling, particularly in the men's clothing arena. Yet these still get trotted out time and time again when people ask, what brand should I look out for? And we say it here on the 5 to 9 all the time. Say it with me. A list of brands is not enough. But now you want to get a list of overrated brands. Where's the best place to get that? In a thrifting Facebook group, on a post where someone asks, hey, what are your top selling men's brand button-ups? So essentially, they're wanting to know, what brand should I look out for button front shirts like this, right? I'm never sure what to grab, but I find Ralph Lauren for $3 all the time, Banana Republic, Columbia. I'd happily turn $3 into 20 if it's worth it. Any other hidden gem brands? All right, this is an actual reply to that thread. This person came looking for advice. This is what they got: Charles Tyrwhitt, Bugatti Uomo, Peter Millar, Zegna, meaning Urban Gildo Zegna, and Canali, which is a very high-end brand. Too many to list. And then they have some additional advice, which I agree with. Get what's in style. A boring shirt won't sell no matter what the brand. That's actually not true. But I think what they're getting at is louder, uglier stuff, bright, colorful stuff does sell better. So let's look at these brands here one by one and see what you think about them after we look at the hard numbers. All right, so here is the first brand from that list, and I have also seen this brand in eBay sourcing guidance. Charles Tyrwhitt. They make dress shirts, they make suits, they probably make pants. I don't know. What I do know is when I come across Charles Tyrwhitt at the thrift store, it's a hard pass. We have 5,200 listed. I'm doing buy it now, use, and I've just done a basic search. Charles Tyrwhitt shirt. 5,200 active. Only 1,500 sold. That means about 500 a month are selling, and we have over 5,000 listed. That's like a 10% monthly sell-through rate, and that's like, I can sell men's ties faster than that. So I would avoid that as a brand. Bugatti Uomo, 7,000 active. How many are sold? 1,100 sold. So you have a little under 400 a month selling versus 7,000 active. And what's unfortunate about Bugatti Uomo is it quite often looks like the type of shirt we should be buying to flip. It just doesn't move. I fall in the Peter Millar trap quite often. I just bought a Peter Millar button-down shirt like a week ago or something, and really shouldn't have. So, we've got 18,000 listed. I threw button into this search, Peter Millar button shirt, trying to get, actual button front shirts and not polos, because there's going to be a ton of Peter Millar polos on eBay as well. Is why I did that. So we've got 18,000 actives. And we've got 4,900 results. So, there's a lot selling. There's a bunch of Peter Millar selling. But remember, that's against 18,000 actives. And we're barely moving 1,650 a month. So again, on a monthly basis, about a 10% sell-through rate, 30% on the quarter. And you can see a lot of what is selling here, it's polo shirts. It's not button fronts. There's going to be one here and there. But if you're looking for a fast moving item, the Peter Millar button front or button down shirt is not it. Urban Gildo Zegna shirt. 5,200 listed. I do love to sell an Urban Gildo Zegna tie or a suit. But a shirt, What I say, 5,200 listed? How many are sold? 1,200. We've got about 400 a month selling. Again, less than 10% of the actives on a monthly basis actually turn over. And then Canali. Canali is one of my favorite brands to find at the thrift store. When it's a sport coat, when it's a suit, when it's a tie, maybe a cashmere sweater or something like that. Dress shirts, we've got 1,400 active. Or Canali shirt is all I've done. I see there, that's not a shirt, not a dress shirt there. But that's mostly what's going to be listed because that's mostly what they make. We've got 1,400 active. How many are sold? Only 394. So I think it's safe to say that these brands, in terms of button front shirts, overrated. But wait, there's more. All right, now here is another comment on the same thread. And I actually see some stuff I like here. These are brands that I have bought and sold and continue to buy. But keep in mind, we're talking about shirts here. So, Tommy Bahama, Robert Graham, Columbia PFG, which is going to be a fishing shirt, but it does button, so that works. Carhartt, and Harley Davidson, to name a few. Let's take a look at those, shall we? We're going to start with Tommy Bahama. Now, I've just searched Tommy Bahama shirt here. 55,000 active. 55,000. That's a lot. How many are sold? 12,000. 12,000 sold. So, 4,000 a month. There's over 100 Tommy Bahama shirts selling every day on eBay. That's a lot. But we have 4,000 in a month selling versus 55,000 active. We have less than 10%. We have less than 8% moving on a monthly basis. That is what I would call a slow seller. How about Robert Graham? You guys like Casey the Rockstar Flipper? He likes to wear Robert Graham. I like to thrift and flip Robert Graham when it makes sense. But if we're not using our heads and we're just grabbing any Robert Graham we see, we're getting stuck with slow-moving inventory. We've got 12,000 active. How many are sold? 4,700. So that's going to come in at what? Between 1,500 and 1,600 a month selling, say 1,550, 1,550 a month selling. And we had 12,000 listed. Hey, it's more than 10%, which is more than I can say for a lot of the brands on this list. But if you don't know what you're doing, you just got stuck with slow-moving inventory. About Columbia PFG. I have flipped a good many Columbia PFG vented fishing shirts. There are 13,000 active on eBay right now. How many are sold? 4,300. Maybe that's held down a little bit by seasonality. We're about to come into spring and summer. We've just made it through the winter. But again, what do we have here? 1,400, 1,450 a month selling, and we had something like 12,000 listed. Not moving very quick. Carhartt. I love to sell Carhartt. One of my favorite brands. I've done Carhartt button shirt here. Again, I included button just to try to eliminate some of the non-button front shirts that will be listed from Carhartt. We've got 10,000 listed. And we've got 4,400 sold. So right around that same range, 10-12% in a month that are turning over. Harley Davidson's an interesting one. There's over 50,000 Harley Davidson shirt listings on eBay. So granted, a lot of those are going to be t-shirts because they make a lot of t-shirts. But I just wanted to illustrate, and it's probably worth talking about because the Harley t-shirt is something frequently thrown out as, scoop up everyone you find. I don't find that to be true. So, how many are sold? 15,000. So there's a ton of Harley that moves on eBay on a daily basis. But 5,000 a month versus 55,000 listed, you've got slow moving inventory. Now, I will say Harley Davidson button front shirts, if you can narrow your search down to just that, they do move at a much better clip than Harley Davidson shirt overall. But wanted to include it because of the t-shirt factor and how prevalent that is. I would say Harley Davidson is an overrated brand. I thought I would throw in a couple of my own as well. Vineyard Vines. This search is in the shirts category, just the brand Vineyard Vines. We've got 18,000 Vineyard Vines shirts listed. How many are sold? 6,400. So 21.33 a month selling versus 12,000 listed. Not that great. And then the Masters Polo shirts. These, at one time, these were an immediate pickup and pretty fast sellers. We've got 4,700 listed right now. And how many are sold? Just about 1,200 sold. And keep in mind, that tournament is coming up. So this is probably the best that these will sell all year. It's about 400 a month selling versus 4,200 listed. So again, 10%. So what's happening here? I mean, I don't think people are out giving bad advice on purpose. I think one of three things is happening. Either the person answering the question, they could be a volume seller. Maybe they have 12,000 listings. So they're perfectly fine with the amount they're selling every month and they're happy and they don't care if they grab a Tommy Bahama shirt for $2 or $3 and it takes a year to sell it. That's fine with them because they have so many listings. It's the volume makes up for the speed. That could be one thing. Another thing could be they are still buying the same things that they bought 3 years ago and haven't reacted or adjusted to the market. And they still think they're doing the right thing, even though they're not. Or the third, and I think this is probably the most likely, okay, is they're giving general advice and the person reading it is supposed to take more specific action. Like maybe they already assume the person asking, they assume they already know that you should look for things like big sizes, bright, loud patterns, materials like linen and silk, right? So they're just not being as thorough with the advice as they could, you know? And so if you were sitting there watching that and thinking, well, Eric, you know, you sell Polo Ralph Lauren all the time. Isn't Polo Ralph Lauren overrated? Absolutely, it is. If I did a search just general like that I was doing, it would look like a very slow seller. But I know what items to buy. And this is why we say a list of brands is not enough. You have to know what items to buy. So I wanted to show a few of those, or a couple at least, just as examples. So if you're new to this, you understand what I'm talking about and why you can't just get a list of brands and go. You know, so we talked about Vineyard Vines. I've done a more specific search this time, Vineyard Vines button-down shirt, because I used to say when Vineyard Vines cooled off, I found anyway that I was leaving the polo shirts more and more, but I was still able to sell the button front shirts like this. I find that now not to be as true either, and I'm very picky with what I will buy in Vineyard Vines. So I wanted to do this search, Vineyard Vines button-down shirt. We've got 6,300 listed. The dog's going to bark now. And we're in pre-owned, buy it now. So let's see what we got on solds. 2,200. So that's a little bit better sell-through rate than the general Vineyard Vines shirt search. But still not good enough if we're going to pay retail thrift prices. So, but look what happens when we pick out the size 2XL. There are 183 listed. 251. Oh, there's more sold than listed. So that's a greater than 100% quarterly sell-through rate. We've got, what, 83, 84 a month selling, and we had 160 some listed. So every month, about half of the available inventory will turn over. That's much faster than 10%. Okay, and that's in a brand that I just called overrated. It's only overrated if you don't know what to look for. So in Vineyard Vines, button front shirts, go 2XL and larger. You'll be fine. Same thing with, a couple things with Tommy Bahama, but definitely the bigger sizes sell trend is here. And I've done the search Tommy Bahama XXL silk floral shirt. With Tommy Bahama, you really want the nice floral patterns like this and not as much the plain shirts like that. And you really do want the silk Hawaiian shirts. Linen would be okay too, probably. We had 600 and some listed, and we have 600 and some sold. About an equal number, which is pretty much always going to come out to a 33% monthly sell-through rate, or let's just say a 100% quarterly sell-through rate. That's what we want for fast-moving inventory. And if you look through the solds here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Big pattern, bright, big floral prints. That's really what you want in a big size with Tommy Bahama. You know, here is a plain one that sold, but you see they got 16 plus shipping, versus something more loud, bright, eye-stopping, 30 plus shipping. So you can still sell Tommy Bahama. You can still get some decent prices. You just have to scoop up the right pieces. It's one of those brands that I leave behind most of what I come across. But like I said, a list of brands is not enough. You have to know the specific items in each brand to buy and list. And if you're not sure about that, I wish I had a list to sell you, because this video would be a perfect lead-in into that kind of a pitch. I don't, so I tell you what instead, how about you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I will not lead you astray. I will lead you to the land of bread and butter thrifted clothing sales.